All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm going to be streaming like this for the rest of the night. I'm just kidding. Hello. Welcome. My name is Vex. And today we're playing the Dead by Daylight public test beta. And they announced a new killer today, the Oni Yamaoka. I forget the actual name of the character. There's that and a new survivor, so it's 6 new perks. And there's a lot of changes to some characters and some perks, so we're going to check it out. I want to jump in, strap in, buckle up, get ready for the ride of your life. I've already got it. Where's Vex? What's up, Blizzard? I've already got it ready to go. I'm excited. Actually, it says it's 100%. But it also says pause. So maybe we're not 100% ready yet. But I didn't read over the patch notes, but I know there's some Legion changes. I know there's some perks, Survivor perk changes. I don't even know the full extent of the new character's abilities, so we'll see it. We'll check out that. Check out some of the outfits and whatnot. Hopefully they got my account. So when you go to the public test beta, or when they release a new patch on the public test beta, hey Miss Kafine, they take a snapshot of your account from a couple days previous. Hopefully they did that when I had a lot of blood points, so I have a lot to spend, so I can get our characters up to like, you know, rank 10, or level 10, so we can have all 3 perks ready to go. The new character looks fucking disgusting, though. Like, very, very frightening. Looks like a horror Japanese Oni, which is like what it should be. Disgusting gross, like disgusting scary. Like disgusting good. Disgustingly good, I guess. I think, you know, they're a little bloody, so maybe disgusting in that way too, but once this is done, it says I have 10 seconds left. We'll boot it up and check it out. Exclamation point Q has and will probably never be a command. Question of the day is, what question do you hope to have answered in your lifetime? It could be a question that you pose. It could be a question that society has posed. All right, here we go. We're ready to go. What question, Miss Confined, do you hope to have answered in your lifetime? Could be a question you have for yourself or for the world, or the world has for itself, you know. Like, what is the meaning of life? You know, that kind of shit. But like an actual obtainable answer. Don't have to ask you all night what the question is. I mean, yeah. That also requires me to change it every day. That's good. You hear that music? If you ask any any pilot or any I like this music a lot. And a year ago the Spirit was released. It's kind of weird that they decided to go with another Yamaoka. If you ask any air traffic controller or any pilot, military or civilian, they've all seen something that they can't explain. And it's a little frightening. Alright. A new map to the Yamaoka estate. Japanese thematic lobby. Yeah. Rank reset. Debuff perks no longer appear in the Survivor in-game HUD until the debuff is applied. Okay, so I won't know if they have unnerving presence until I do something and they're near me. Updated killer perks with the undetectable status, Insidious, Birds of Prey, Dark Devotion, Tinkerer. Protection hits, nope, don't care. Okay, this is what I'm intrigued about. Yeah, some of what what those people say is very much played up, like for the cameras, but there's always some truth there, and it's a little disheartening. It's a little spooky. Like just the other day, after the stream, I think it was after the stream, I was just like sitting here. I turned off all the lights, playing like fucking. I was playing TFT because I remember I wasn't playing a game that I could pause, and my viewpoint out of the window is like a house, and like, you know, the sky above it basically, but only up to a certain point because then the window cuts off. And in that small frame of view, I saw like this trapezoid formation of lights, but they weren't blinking. And at first it was like kind of from the side, so I was like, oh, it's just a helicopter, because there's typically helicopters and airplanes on that route, because we're near sort of two medium-sized airports. It's like, oh, whatever. But then I just kept watching it, and as it flew over enough for me to see the other two lights, yeah, I like. Let me just say that this story, I didn't tell Hex about it until the next morning. I was petrified. I wanted to Google to see if I, you know, could come up with some answers, or if anyone else saw this too. I was very frightened by this event. So I saw the lights, I saw the other two appear, and if you imagine the trapezoid shape, it was like one at each corner, right? It was 4 lights. And I think I have an actual explanation to what it was. But at this point, to me, it was an unidentified flying object. So it flew by, and I like ran around my desk to get closer to the window to see if I could see more, but it's like nighttime, so you fucking can't see more. I went to our other window out in the living room, and I watched it. This thing was flying so fucking slow. It was nuts. It was just like, I've never seen anything fly that fucking slow. It was like, even the helicopters that are just like news helicopters or whatever, or like medical transport that don't have an emergency, fly faster than that. Even the biplanes in the local area fly faster than that. It was so fucking weird. And then it just like kind of turned, just like, I can't really do it right, but it turned. It didn't like go on its side to turn like a plane would. It just fucking whoop. Not very quickly. And then it turned and it went and it went and it went and it went. And I watched it for like 5 minutes. I came back to my game and I was like destroyed. But I was so fucking scared. My heart was fucking racing. Like, oh my god, am I supposed to be looking at this? I turned off the whatever space heater or whatever was on so I could try and listen. I should have opened the fucking window. I'm an idiot. But couldn't hear anything. Normally you can hear at least helicopters through the windows here. I don't know what the fuck it was. My only explanation is that it was a stealth bomber. One of those like black sort of triangle shaped planes. The few Google images I could find of the underneath of them at night with the lights on, there's either 4 or 5 or 3 lights that are on underneath. It was most likely a stealth bomber, but the fact that it was very, very low to the ground, like, obviously I'm not the best judge. I'm not a fucking protractor. I don't know how far up in the sky they were, or surveyor, but it looked no more than a couple hundred feet up in the air. Which is like, you know, extremely low for planes that are even, you know, landing in about... What the closest airport's like 15 miles away. So maybe they should be at that height. I'm not sure. I'm uninformed in the subject. I'm just telling you as a first-hand experience. This was extremely scary. I've seen stealth bombers during the day, and they do fly pretty slow. At least when they're, you know, over... I guess civilian territory. I've only ever seen like 2 or 3 other stealth bombers during the day. Never at night. Drugs are bad, okay? Wanna get high? You're a tail. I don't know, man. It was fucking nuts. My first thought was to go online and be like, what the fuck was that light pattern over, you know, the town that I live in? But then I was like, oops, wrong button. They're listening. They're always listening. So I like I wasn't saying anything out loud. I was just like saying things in my head. It was a wild experience. Alright, anyway. Legion changes. Men time for deep wound. That's when you go into your frenzy and you stab them, and they've got that bar that appears. Reduced 12 seconds while mending yourself, 8 seconds while being mended someone else. I believe now it's like 15. That's weird. Attacking while frenzy will no longer be a basic attack. That means that perks that trigger with a basic attack will no longer trigger under the circumstance. Trigger with a basic attack. Is that like... Unrelenting, maybe? It's probably unrelenting. Cheesy garlic bread? Oh yeah. Make that some pasta. Easy. Easy, dude. Increase Feral Frenzy speed from 5 meters per second to 5.2. That's pretty good. I've always felt like the Legion's frenzy speed was too slow. Decrease the window vault duration, so you vault windows quicker. That's gonna mess with the animation. It's gonna look weird. Decrease the Feral Frenzy pallet vault duration. It's weird that the window vault and the pallet vault times were different. Like I get a pallet is wider than a window, but I don't know. Mischief List add-on increased added Feral Frenzy duration. Okay. Smiley face pin add-on. Hitting a survivor highlighted by Killer Instinct applies blindness for 60 seconds. That's pretty good. Defaced smiley pin, broken status, mangled status, filthy blade, lower the menu time. People were saying that there were nerfs Like, yeah, the deep wound time sucks, but like everything else seems fucking great. I welcome these changes. Spirit changes. Remove collision between Spirit and other players while she is phasing. That is so OP. So, right now, if you're the Spirit and you go to your, like, ghost invisible form, you can't see people and people can't see you. But, if you run into someone, you're pressing forward and your character doesn't move. So you're like, oh, well, I'm not in front of a rock, so obviously there's a person here, so you leave and hit right away. It's so overpowered and so, like, telling of what's happening. There's been times where I've just, like, been sat in, like, a hallway because I think that the Spirit's, like, somewhere around, and I go to move forward, and I can't move forward because the Spirit's, like, in my face and kills me. That's so good. Adjust the speed curve of the Spirit's post-phasing speed bonus to drop off more gradually over a long time. Okay. Easier to catch up to people. Stream's still up for me. Yeah, we're still good. We're still good. Rip. Restored visible third-person animation while vaulting windows. I don't know what that means. Maybe like... Oh, I think they fixed... It was like a bug where if the Spirit would vault over something, she would just like be on one side and then appear on the other side. Like, she doesn't crawl over it like all the other ones. Prayer beads made phasing sounds global instead of removing them. Good. No silent bead. I don't know about any of the other fucking add-ons. Balanced landing no longer grants the stagger reduction while exhausted. Balanced landing has the additional functionality to muffle grunts from falling by 100% while not exhausted. So basically, balanced landing is unusable now. Previously, if you were up high and jumped down, you suffer little to zero, oof, I hit the ground stagger, and you would just sprint and get the exhausted status. And then when that is exhausted, you could still jump from high places with a reduction of the, oof, I hit my legs. But it wasn't as much as if you had regular balanced landing open. Now, that is gone. And now you don't make grunts when you fall. Like Jeff's fucking, while not exhausted. But if you are exhausted, if you've used your perk, you get 0 benefits. Never gonna use that perk again. Kindred, another survivor is on the hook. You see the aura of all other survivors. And killer if they're in range. What? That sounds so fucking good. No one left behind. Once an exit gate is open, gain a bunch more blood points for healing and unhooking. Okay. Bug fixes, bug fixes, bug fixes, bug fixes. Yui. Is that how you say her name? Kimura, I'm just gonna say Kimura, does not have her own voiceover. It's weird. The Oni's add-on, I don't know what all that shit is. Okay, whatever. Let's check out the killer. Oh, great. I have not very many blood points. Let's go to the store first, shall we? Shrine of Secrets. Let's buy something I already own. Alright, now now we have a bunch more blood. Oh god, that's so scary. A monstrous killer, the Oni. A monstrous killer able to absorb the blood energy of his injured foes, and then use that power to transform into a brutal demon. Using his power, Yamaoka's Wrath, he can rush down survivors at great speed and deal deadly strikes with his Kananabo. Kananabo. Oh, it's that thing. Okay. How do you say that? For sale. No, I don't want to buy one. Say it.
Kanabo.
It literally means in Japanese metal stick. It's basically a club with some fucking spikes or studs at the end of it. Literal metal stick. His personal traits, his personal perks, Zanshin Tactics, Blood Echo, and Nemesis provide navigation information, punish injured survivors, and gain advantages over that. Okay. So the Oni is the spirit's like ancestor. Oh, shit. So Oni, I believe the literal translation of that is ogre. And this guy's a beefcake. Holy shit. Look at his hair. That's the club. That's the Kanabo. Let's check out his perks. Zanshin Tactics. He's got a third eye. Unlocks potential Cinna. Thanks for the raid, brother. Hope you're having a great night. Unlocks potential's one's aura reading ability. You are mentally alerted and aware of key points on the battlefield. The aura of pallets and vault locations are revealed to you within a 24-meter range. When a survivor is damaged, the perk becomes inactive for 40 seconds. Weird. So this is sort of like Kate's perk. Kate has a very similar perk. The agony of one is inflicted on others. When hooking a survivor, all other injured survivors suffer from the hemorrhage status effect until healed, and the exhaustion status effect for 45 seconds. What? That's so good. Couple that with thanatophobia. Just go around smacking people and then you hook someone and everyone's exhausted. Nemesis. You seek retribution on those who have wronged you. A survivor who blinds or stuns you using a pallet or locker becomes your obsession. Anytime a new survivor becomes the obsession, they are affected by the oblivious status for 40 seconds. And their aura is shown to you for 4 seconds. What's oblivious? What's up, Sina? New killer does look cool. What's I'll read over his Oblivious. Oh, they do not hear the killer's terror radius, and they are not considered as being within the terror radius for power of perk effects. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Lizard. Sorry. So with that perk, they blind you, they get oblivious, and can no longer tell where you are in relation with like your terror radius or whatnot. That's pretty cool. And you get to see them. That's pretty cool. Alright, his power, Yamaoka's Wrath. The desire to destroy weaker bloodlines shaped into a literal force. His story is that he was from this like dying era in Japan as they left, I think, the Edo period, where samurais were becoming less and less important, or maybe in this world less and less needed or whatever. And some people decided that they would try and revitalize the samurai sect or samurai numbers, and they took up arms and posed as like as samurais, but they were like imposters. You know, they didn't come from samurai bloodlines. They didn't go to samurai schools and learn the actual ways. So this guy takes it upon himself to use his samurai learnings to go and like go all across the land and murder all the imposters. And to him, he thought that he was doing a really good job because he was cleansing the imposters from the samurai tradition. But everyone was like, "Oh my God, you're a fucking mass murderer!" Like, no, that's not cool. So Yamaoka's Wrath: absorb blood orbs left by your foes. Press and hold the power button. I think it's M2. To absorb blood orbs in the environment and fill your power gauge. When your power gauge is full, press and hold the active ability button to initiate Blood Fury. So Blood Fury gives him the Kanabo. While Blood Fury is active, the Oni becomes lethal and gains access to additional abilities Demon Dash and Demon Strike. Press and hold the power button for the dash while Blood Fury is active to perform the dash. This allows the Oni to cover large distances rapidly. Think of this like Billy's charge. Demon Strike. Press and hold the attack button while Blood Fury is active to perform and Demon Strike. Alright. I'm gonna take a picture of this. Because that's not correct. I'll report that later. To perform a Demon Strike in the direction you are facing, Demon Strike has an extended lunge range, and successful hits immediately put healthy survivors into dying state. So just like Billy or the Cannibal, with this ability he can instantly down someone. I believe he goes into a sort of frenzy when he hits someone. So it hits like 2 or 3 times, so you can potentially get 2 or 3 downs. But unlike Billy's dash, currently the Demon Dash, it's a little bit slower, but it's more like you can control it more. And when you hit a wall, you can just kind of, you know, hit it and then move and then get off the wall and stay in the dash. It's a little weird. I don't know if that's intentional, but yeah, that's it. Let's see. Okay, you get the frosty eyes, of course. I don't. The store wouldn't have anything for him, right? No. Alright, let's check out the survivor perks and then we'll play a couple killer games. I just want to know what the survivors are going to be using. So I believe her name is Yui. But I think I'm just going to call it Chimera. So a hardened street racer able to get... If you haven't seen the trailer, the 30-second trailer for this event with Chimera and the Oni, you should definitely go watch it. It's fucking great. She's like this outrun, like, you know, cyberpunk Japanese street racer. It's really cool. A hardened street racer able to gain advantages for her fellow survivors in challenging situations. Her personal perks, luck break, any means necessary, and breakout, enable her to cover her blood trails, reset dropped pallets, and assist helpless survivors. I don't really like her hair in game. I think when she's running, it looks like a mullet. But I think otherwise she seems pretty cool. I like her goggles. She looks like a tinkerer, you know? Alright, perks. Lucky Break. You've had your share of scrapes and bruises, but luck's always on your side. Lucky Break activates anytime you're injured. You won't leave trails of blood for a total of 120 seconds. Lucky Break is permanently deactivated for the remainder of the trial once the total duration... Oh, fuck. That sucks. So, that only happens once. The first time you're hit? Or maybe if you heal during that time, it'll reset? I don't know. That seems kind of bad. Any means necessary. You stand up for yourself, using whatever on hand to gain an advantage. Sounds like DS. Press and hold the active ability button for 3 seconds while standing beside a drop pallet to reset it to the upright position. Has a cooldown of 160 seconds. Okay, you gotta wait 3 minutes before you use it again. Realistically, you're only gonna be using it once per match anyway, because in a chase, you're not gonna be able to do that. And typically, killers break pallets, so. But that seems like really fucking cool. Breakout, not to be confused with breakdown. You kick into high gear when someone's in trouble, inspiring them to overcome any obstacle. When within 6 meters of a carried survivor, you gain the haste status effect, moving at 5% increased speed. The carried survivor's wiggle speed is increased by 20%. So if I'm near someone that's being carried by the any more candles? Ah, rip. We have the little ones. We have like 30 of them. You know? When someone's being carried and I'm next to them, mine? Or are you talking to Hex? I'm running next to them. I get a 5% increase in movement speed, which is noticeable, especially as a survivor. Caramel smelling? Caramel's good too. I prefer the more nature-y smells, like the forest smells and things like that. But I like food ones too. So not only do I gain a movement speed increase, the carried survivor wiggles 20% faster or whatever. That's nuts. That means I can use this perk to get ahead of the killer, block the fucking path of the killer or the hook itself, and they like hit me once and then the person's already down because they've wiggled 20% faster. This seems fucking too OP. That's gonna be like a really toxic perk. Oh, I didn't check to see if she has other outfits right now. Dude, I swear to you, I smelled the dog's fur. Okay, it's just a lighter pink. Yeah, you put your face in your dog, you know, your dog's fur, and she smelled exactly like a fucking caramel candle. Exactly. Dog hair on my face. All right, let's level up. I'm gonna read the add-ons later. I have memories associated with smells and things like that, so I totally know what that means. That feels like. Let me get to level 15. I want to do 4 perks because we got his 3 perks. And then barbecue. I hope they increase the spawn of the new map. Blackened toenail? What? Misconfined. I hope that's a good thing. You know, people fall into patterns and such. You find it funny? It is pretty interesting that things like that can affect or how they affect your mind, you know? I'm not gonna make it to level 15. Alright. So we'll put on Survivor Puddin'. And all 3 of the new perks. Okay, so I can see pallets and vault locations. Okay. Obsession perk for people who blind me or stun me. Or stun me. That's so good. And hooking a survivor, all other injured survivors get stuff. Okay. Considerably increases activation. I'm not gonna use any add-ons this game. I wanna get the pure Oni experience. Jigsaw piece. There. Oh, I don't have. These are my map add-ons. Was that you who redeemed that, Senna? How could you? How could you? So you've got Springwood or Damage Photo. I believe the rate. The pudding? Okay. You can save that one if you want. Maybe after this I could go to someone who has the game or something. I could go to the game with Oni. No, I can't. I just figured that out. Let's see. Not lucky. Oh! Oh, the Mori! We gotta do that. I can't buy it right now, but... The new map is a variation on, Yamaoka. Just like the Plague brought the temple that was the Red Forest, this isn't an entirely new map. It's a variation on the Yamaoka's estate. It's like got 2 floors. There's like a big, what's that called? Fuck. A Shinto shrine. Yeah. Like a big shrine in the center. It's really cool. And you've got these, like, you know, these, like totems and statues all over the place, too. It's a really cool look. Killer queues are gonna be terrible. I think I'm gonna boot up Super Meat Boy. Cause why not? So on the live Staying alive. On live servers, killer queues are instant. Survivor queues take forever, but now everyone's trying to play the new killer. You know, it's gonna take forever. Super Meat Lad. did I not get the A+ on that map? I thought I could be cheesy. Fuck. Bro. You try the new killer yet? Dude, Breakout? Is that what you're talking about? Yes! I was reading that perk. That perk sounds fucking overpowered and trolly. Oh wait, no, that's not the. That's the pallet one. Is that not Breakout? 11 o'clock to 5, I think. She's got the. It is? Okay. There's also the one that like makes her speed up and makes survivors that she's near wiggle faster from the killer. I think that's fucking good. No, I haven't. There's a Mori in this blood web that I'm gonna use like as soon as I can. I'm not gonna try it. There's like a skip that I can do. Fuck. I might try to skip. I'm terrible at that part. So after this game, we'll be able to get the Mori. Fucking hell, dude. Better than everyone else's? I mean, I like Ghost Faces, but it's a little cheesy. Ugh. What? How does that jump not make it? I'm gonna play a couple killer games. Fuck. And then play some Survivor with Kimura's new... new perks. I want to try the pallet reset. Yo, if you have all 4 survivors running around resetting pallets, like the cooldown is pretty fucking long. But like, if you're a killer who's not breaking pallets, you're gonna get fucked over. I don't understand this. Something's happening with my fingers, man. I'm not ready for fucking Meat Boy. So he has a charge. No. His charge doesn't insta-down, but he can attack out of it. His attack is very much like Billy's. It's like more like Leatherface's. It hits one, or I believe it hits. Oh, what? Okay. I believe it hits and insta-downs, and then once it hits, it'll hit like a couple more times, and those can also hit people and down them instantly. So it's a little bit of a mix. What the fuck are you talking about? This game, brother. Whoa! Whoa. Fuck, how do I get up there, man? Fuck. Tomorrow you can? Alright, man. We may play some more PTB tomorrow. Definitely gonna be playing a lot tonight. What the fuck, Meat Boy? Meat Boy has a real nasty knack for not jumping when I hit the jump button. I hope the survivors bring offerings for Yamoka. I also saw the other Christmas sweaters that characters are getting. I like Bill's. Bill gets one, and at least Ash gets one. Ash has a chainsaw on it, and Bill has a helicopter on it. That's pretty cool. Okay, I can see pallets. I have to absorb blood in order to gain my first ability. So as they're injured and I follow them, these little orbs appear. I think you can get add-ons that give you more blood or something. But like the act of absorbing slows you down. I saw someone over here. So I'm assuming for the first kill, I shouldn't really be expecting to go into my my ability. I have to be careful with people like her. So left control, I can't absorb anymore. Left control to go into my blood fury. Oh shit! So I can hold it to do this sort of like super lunge. This dash. I don't think I can attack out of that. Okay, I can break pallets here. Man, that is it's a long lunge, but it's so slow. Chase someone else. It's a little strange. A little hard getting used to. Good to know that they did not put any effort into a break the gen animation. And you can see the little blood orbs through walls. It's real nice. You can kind of tell where people have been. Hey there, Jake. Couldn't think of an answer. It's so hard to get the ability. They're gonna reset that pallet. His attack animation is really cool, though. Trying to see. I'm not gaining bloodlust. This is weird. Fuck. Jungle gyms are not great with him. What the fuck? Alright. So the dash... I don't know, the dash is pretty quick. But jungle gyms... Yeah, his M1 in that is... There's two different kinds. There's... The sort of like regular just swing, and then you could hold it in to do like a ground pound. But yeah, you slow down, you like stop walking almost to gather blood. It's kind of fucking annoying. Oh, almost. Oh, they opened the door. The orbs are what you use to charge your power. So yeah, a regular swipe like that is just one hit, but then you can smash down for a big one. Let's see if you can M1 out of this. Okay, yeah, you can. I was like letting go of the dash and then swinging, which is like not what you should do. But you can weave pretty well. Just gotta remember not to let go of him too. That was weird. It was really weird. Save the best for last in Bamboozle. Yeah, I think Bamboozle's really good. Oh, okay. Thanks, game. Trying out new killer for the first time, rank 4! Let's just face a rank 4. Why not? Come on. Know it. Alright, let's use, I guess I use Whispers. Okay. Increase activation charge rate to initiate Demon Dash while Blood Fury. Okay. Increases movement speed while absorbing orbs. Okay, that's really good. Distance that orb auras can be detected. Increases the duration of Blood Fury. I think that's just really good. There's a penalty in your ability for picking up a survivor. Interesting. Alright, we're gonna try and Mori someone. Man, that was a weird fucking game. I think he's gonna be really bad on maps like the fucking game. I don't even know a map that he would be probably best at. Probably the map that I was just on. Maybe a different variation. Like the one with the two-story, like, circular building. That's probably the best map. That or okay. Something with, like, a little bit more openness. What the fuck?